We're continuing and wrapping up our coverage of the momentous Supreme Court decision at the beginning of the weekend, at the end of last week, that state bans on same-sex marriage are not constitutional. Donald Trump, who has repeatedly said, running for president in 2016, of course, that he is for traditional marriage. He was called out by CNN's Jake Tapper, who said, wait a second, you've been married 3 times. What exactly is traditional about that? Donald Trump's answer, exactly what we all imagined and wished that it could be. Let's take a look at the video. Let's listen to the audio. I like this one.
What do you say to a lesbian who's married or a gay man who's married who says, Donald Trump, what's traditional about being married 3 times?
Well, they have a very good point. But, you know, I've been a very hardworking person. I have a great marriage. I have a great wife now. And my 2 wives were very good.
But what do you say to a lesbian or a gay man who are married and say...
I really don't say anything. I mean, Jake, I'm for traditional marriage.
What Donald Trump is basically saying in his answer is, I don't address the absurd and glaring hypocrisies of my position. I just plow along with an ignorance is bliss mentality, regardless of who it hurts. And his explanations are insane, right? He says, well, yeah, I've been married 3 times, but I'm hardworking. And my first 2 wives were very good. What does that mean, Lewis, that they were very good as opposed to just, medium?
It reminds me of Newt Gingrich saying he cheated on his wife because he loves America so much and works so hard. You know, I think that the people I think many of the people who would support traditional marriage and who would support Donald Trump probably don't really care that he's had divorces. You know, I don't really think they care. And so,
but it's a sin, Lewis. It is a sin.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, come on, we know they pick and choose here, and plenty of them have had divorces as well. And I don't think anyone is going to argue that you should not get divorced. I think that's, we'll have a much higher suicide rate if that were to be true.
Even the reference to so-called traditional marriage is totally nauseating at this point, because we've already talked about that. What does traditional marriage even mean? If you're talking about marriage and relationships as described in the Bible, well, those are rife with all sorts of behaviors and arrangements that none of these right-wingers who are against LGBT, same-sex, one person with one other person marriage of consenting adults, all sorts of arrangements they wouldn't agree, forced marriages to rapists and polygamy and all sorts of stuff. I mean, it's just the entire concept of being against LGBT, same-sex marriage because of so-called traditional marriage preferences is nauseating. I mean, it's disgusting.
Yeah, traditional is just, well, I guess American Christian tradition. That's what traditional means.
I maintain that this entire Donald Trump thing is really not good for the Republican Party. And the more attention Donald Trump gets from opposition, from corporate media, from progressive media, from whoever, I just think it's bad for the Republican Party because Donald Trump is an absolute joke. And the fact that he has this small contingent of support that is keeping him in the conversation amongst Republicans is exposing the Republican Party for the joke that it has become.
And I think this is, yes, bad for the Republican Party, great for America. I think he is a joke. And if he weren't a celebrity, I don't think he would have this impact. Luckily, he is.